Ja.
And here we are again.
And what's today's product placement?
Yeah, product placement. We didn't have a banner, so that's how it all ended up with the logo. Again with Benedikte Sterner in LO. We have been waiting for you to join us on the 27th of August at VR Oslo, Women in VR. But unfortunately, you will be going to Kazan. Please tell us a little bit about that and what your thoughts are on VR moving forward.
Well, first of all, I have to say so very, very heartily thank you for inviting me and keeping being the enthusiast that you are. And one day I will absolutely try and make it. This time, unfortunately, it is the World Skills Competition in Kazan, where 1,600 young people are going to compete in more than 50 professional and vocational skills.
Oh, nice.
Anything from plumbers to future technologies are involved, and Norway are traveling with a team, and we're going to take back a lot of medals, as we always do.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So sorry for not being able to be there, because women in VR in you know all aspects, absolutely fascinating, and to the Norwegian Confederation of Trade Unions. Why are we interested in this? Well, obviously because the Norwegian work life has a long-standing tradition in dealing with technology shifts, and also both the social dialogue and the unions have played a major part in dissemination of technology into productive work life and economic benefits to societies, to help us build a welfare society, basically everything. So it is actually at the core of why we are interested in any kind of productive technology, obviously knowing that you have to have a period of development. As it is now, I feel that this community of virtual reality is trying to tell Norwegians, tell the Norwegian society, tell Norwegian work life, what can we do with this sort of technology. Myself, I work with education and training policies, so it's obviously something that my view is in the perspective of how you could use it in education. And we have been speaking before about why, for instance, career guidance could be a very interesting field to try out. And I think that the more throughout, I think now about 30 years of experience in working with education in one way or the other, and competence policies for work life, I am absolutely certain that we need to help young people and adults in a much larger scale to rethink careers, to find the right niche, and to find and grow their skills in managing career opportunities, shifts, and so people aren't really going to stay in the same job as they did for 50 years. We all know that. This change happened a long time ago already. But so what specifically? Well, obviously because you can do in VR everything you can't do in RL, real life. And it would be wonderful if we could have the politicians, the headmasters, the teachers interested in trying out more new technology, and it's I think I work a lot with vocational training and education, and in these areas you have already met quite a substantial amount of digitalization. I managed to say the word. Oh, well, and I think this is the next step to build everything into, put the technology to use where it has an advantage.
Yeah. We're talking about end users here.
Yes.
So particularly
End-users.
you're talking about high school kids who are going into university or the next step of their life, choosing careers, choosing their path, moving forward. Another end
I
user...
correct you there because that's not only to do with universities, because we have technical schools, we have vocational training, we have more than 700,000 people employed in Norwegian work life with a vocational background. They are out there doing absolutely fabulous jobs every day. And I think also perhaps they are, at the end of the day, some of the people that get to use this technology firsthand. For instance, there's a lot of interest going into BIM, building information modeling. And I think this is going to revolutionize how, well, it has already. But obviously, so I think actually it's a misunderstanding to think that the universities meet this technology first.
No.
Sometimes it would be because there are environments developing. Developing and having, you know, startups. But when it becomes a mature technology, this is what I'm talking about.
My point was that this is not just for the students. It is a tool also for the teachers and the people at the establishment, schools or organization that is involved. So going through word skills and your line of work would actually go into the roots of the society, literally educating people, both the teachers and the students, about how this tool can be used.
I think my organization has a very wide initiative, very wide engagement in, I think, all sectors in work life and society.
They're all represented.
And so the members of our union are facing, of course, a lot of challenges with these changes all the time. But at the end of the day, if it is introduced in a proper way, if people understand, if people take part in the decision making, we have a long-standing tradition also with the social partners of cooperating, of introduction of technology. So I'm thinking that what is special about Norway is that we don't really have to have this aggressive introduction. That I find people are talking about perhaps in other countries, because we do have social dialogue and we have systems of introducing them actually. So this disruptive idea, well, I would rather have, let's cooperate. This is the modern Norwegian way of doing it. And everybody's talking about these agile leadership and processes and how we need to move towards that. I think it's a shame really that people don't understand we have actually been doing this in Norway
for quite a while.
And so there's other countries coming to look to Norway actually with an interest in this particular social dialogue and this cooperation that is happening. So, and that has to deal with introducing technology. I think it was in our mutual agreements from early on in the 70s. In the 70s. No, we have been doing agile things for a long time. Sorry.
What do you think will be a good strategy for a collaboration between us and try to ease the technology into the system so that people can start using it?
I think I would like to see more interest and enthusiasts. And I think what you are doing, what VR Oslo and Norway are doing is essential. And I think that the way that you introduce the technology is really, really necessary to have people understand this is just not you can use it for so much more than just fun for the kids. Like you say, it's really important that we understand this is a kind of technology that could be used for a lot of very serious
things,
tasks.
Yeah.
And I think Norway, again, a small country, we cannot afford to have so many young people left outside the workplace as we have today. And we really need to think about how it can support a better situation for people to be, finishing their high school vocational diplomas, not dropping out. Yeah. Also in higher education, we have dropouts. I'm sure that this technology can help bring up the motivation. Yep. It can help bring up the actual skills. And so it's just not for playing with, even though that's quite fun as well.
Exactly. So it's the temptation to get started with the playing part.
And then, of course, the government introduced that they want to have this white paper in the gaming, seeing the gaming industry come into a more public sort of cooperation place. Not just for the culture, Department of Culture, but also
education, industry,
and business. So I think there's small movements, but we're not moving fast enough.
No, exactly.
And I think this is what you've always stated, that
it's going too slow.
You're traveling the world, you're doing your things, and as are the other members of the VR Society in Oslo and in Norway. Yeah. We need to, I think, try and shake some politicians. Yeah. And shake them seriously.
Nice.
So I'm very happy with the theme of this women in VR. Yes. Because I think technology is quite often also associated with boys in their, teens playing, and I think there are so many wonderful young and adult women in Norway, as your program is showing. Yes. There's a lot of them out there, and I'm sure we could have many, many more.
Definitely.
Also, I would one other thing to highlight, because that was just a little reflection I was thinking for this topic, and as you know, I'm a former graphic professional.
Yes.
Yeah. And all of the graphic industry in Norway changed, of course, with the introduction of internet and today you have more communication workers in Norway than you ever had in history. Yeah. When I started, I was the second generation women entering into this industry. Yeah. And it was before that, only in the 70s, when you had the political agenda to have the women, take over the work life. Because we said take over because, anybody with less ambitions. No, of course, joking. But still, that was when the time when women came into my profession. And seeing how introducing new technology also made room for the women. Yeah. Because it took away,
the leverage.
The leverage, and the old-fashioned idea about this is not a women's work. And also, when you have modern technology, it is appealing to a whole other type of students. Yeah. And I think that with the apprentice, it would be a wonderful, wonderful tool, because in upper second education in Norway, we have 5 study programs that take you in the route of the professional and academic route, but you have 180 possibilities in the vocational route. Nobody knows all of the opportunities that are within these 180 different possibilities.
And how would they get a real understanding of what the different possibilities provide?
Well, this is, this is the idea that we want to gather any enthusiasm for, and that is to try and make just a little taste of what a VR society could be when you use it as a career guidance tool.
Yes.
Just recreate the school and the environment, and have, for instance, artificial intelligence bots gather all the questions young people put into what can I be, how to become, and so and such. Because beginning to understand what they are interested in is the first. I mean, it's a prerequisite to give intelligent answers back.
It needs to be a smart system.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a system that perfects itself.
Yes.
That's where the AI comes in.
Yes.
Right?
It's like you have Ask the Web.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of functionality that would, bring to the adults that run educational systems what exactly are the young kids wondering about, what are they asking about. Of course, we have a lot of very well trained professional career guidance people working within the schools, but they can't possibly know everything there is.
Not physically possible.
It's just not possible.
But for an artificial intelligence system, it's basically instant.
Yes, well,
to give you the right direction.
They can ask all the questions that has to do with the information side, and they could even possibly in the future, I'm sure, try out. Feel, touch, smell, be in a workshop, wondering about how do you become a flight mechanic. Is that and you could go into the machine and you could possibly try and change one of
you could do that now
that keep the motor running or whatever.
Just to give a taste.
You have to make it fun, and then people will invest time in a lot of their question and search out and find their answers, and the proper people. Because I don't believe in a technology run the world.
No.
Like that.
No.
Aided technology, aided. Because you always have to have a conversation.
Definitely. That's how we were built.
Yes. And so...
and that's how we build our technology as well.
It should be. It should be that we decide what are this technology going to perform of enhancing our lives, not disrupting or setting people on, even more psychologists waiting.
Exactly. Not needed.
No, not needed. But that means we have to have the whole of the society has to engage in what can we do with this technology that would benefit us. Obviously, it's happening. But I think perhaps too many people don't really know much about what is VR. What is it actually?
Still.
My generation don't know.
My generation don't either.
Oh, you're young. Then we have a problem.
I don't think this is an age question anymore. I think technology is coming in so fast that people just don't have enough time or resources or access. So that's maybe where it all needs to start, like a laboratory somewhere where people can get introduced and then try to see what kind of spin-offs come out of it. We should have something here in the building, maybe.
Yes. I think maybe a road show. I don't know. I mean, we can set up all sorts of ideas. And I would welcome anybody with a good idea of, how could we help support speeding up this process. Obviously, all the social partners, not just ELO, but all of us, have a great influence if we pull together. So I think perhaps our invitation is just to see what would the next step be.
Yeah.
We are going to go forward and try and see if Oslo would be interested in just doing a little piece of an idea.
Mm-hmm. That was
So
your
as
pitch.
Yes. To show people what it could be, because as you say, when you don't really know the technology, you don't really know what it could be used for.
Yeah.
You have to be able to show people straight off. So
Exactly.
what's the idea? What can we do?
Mm-hmm.
Why should we do it in VR
Yeah,
when we
definitely.
can do it in the
In
real
normal
world?
way, yeah.
We have to answer these questions in a proper way, otherwise it's not gonna work.
Thank you very much for taking the time. I hope that people listening to your words are inspired and triggered, and some
Synapses, because this,
and the synapses flying off the grid. So we will have you with us again for the next VR event. For now, we will wish you good luck
and to
on
you
your trip.
too.
Thank you very
And
much.
to all the wonderful women that is in that program. I wish I could be there.
You will be with us in video, and then
Yeah.
hopefully you could tune in because this will be on a live stream and you can check it out.
I will do.
Thank you very much.